Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will delve into the captivating possibility of Morgan Corinthos making a dramatic return to Port Charles, hot on the heels of his brother Michael Corinthos' recent homecoming. The question buzzing among fans is whether Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos' other son could be poised for a sensational comeback, stirring up emotions and shaking the foundation of the Corinthos family once again. Morgan's presumed death left a void in the hearts of many, and while his spectral appearances in dreams and hallucinations have kept his memory alive, the longing for his physical return persists. Let's explore the potential for Morgan's revival, the challenges of recasting such an iconic character, and the creative avenues the show could take to reintroduce him with flair and intrigue. Morgan Corinthos' storyline took a tragic turn when he was believed to have perished in a car bomb explosion, a devastating event orchestrated by the late Olivia Jerome as an attack on his family. The fallout of his loss reverberated through Port Charles, leaving Carly and Sonny grappling with unimaginable grief and Michael burdened with guilt over their strained sibling bond at the time. Fans, however, have clung to a sliver of hope, fueled by soap opera tropes where death is rarely permanent. The whispers of Morgan's return have grown louder on forums and social media, with viewers theorizing about hidden survival plots or secret recoveries far from the prying eyes of Port Charles. Could he have been spirited away to a remote location, or perhaps nursed back to health by an unknown savior with ulterior motives? Such speculation paints a picture of a Morgan who might return not just as a son and brother, but as a man transformed by years of unseen struggles, ready to confront his past with new perspectives. Meanwhile, Michael Corinthos' return has taken center stage, with Rory Gibson stepping into the role with remarkable finesse. The recast has breathed fresh life into Michael's character, showcasing a nuanced blend of vulnerability and resolve as he navigates his place within the family and the ongoing custody battle with Willow Tate over their child. Gibson's portrayal has garnered significant acclaim, with fans praising his ability to capture Michael's essence while adding his own unique spin. The show seems wise to allow Gibson time to fully settle into the role, ensuring that Michael's arc reaches a stable emotional peak before introducing another seismic shift like Morgan's return. Yet, the success of Gibson's casting serves as a beacon of hope, proof that the right actor can revive a beloved character and win over even the most skeptical viewers. This paves the way for a potential Morgan recast, should the show decide against bringing back the original actor, Brian Craig, for a longer stint. Bringing Morgan back, however, is not without its hurdles. Recasting such a pivotal character risks alienating fans who hold Brian Craig's portrayal as the definitive Morgan, charismatic, volatile, and deeply human in his struggles with mental health and family expectations. Craig's Morgan was a storm of raw emotion, whether clashing with Michael over business and romance or battling his own inner demons. If a recast is inevitable, the new actor would need to embody that same intensity while carving out a distinct identity to avoid mere imitation. Imagine a Morgan who returns with a hardened edge, shaped by years of survival in unimaginable circumstances. Yet still vulnerable beneath the surface, a man torn between reclaiming his old life and confronting the pain he left behind. The show could host open casting calls, perhaps spotlighting emerging talent with a knack for portraying complex, layered characters, ensuring that whoever steps into Morgan's shoes can stand shoulder to shoulder with heavyweights like Sonny and Carly. Ideally, the return of Brian Craig himself would be the golden ticket, a homecoming that would thrill longtime viewers and honor Morgan's legacy. Picture the emotional weight of Morgan walking back into the Corinthos household, his presence a balm to Carly's lingering sorrow and a spark for renewed conflict with Michael over past betrayals. Craig's familiarity with the role would allow for a seamless reintegration, letting the focus shift to storytelling rather than audience adjustment. His return could also open romantic subplots, with Morgan vying for the affections of past flames or new characters drawn to his brooding intensity. Perhaps a love triangle emerges with Michael and a shared interest, reigniting sibling rivalry in a fresh, messy way that keeps viewers glued to their screens. The chemistry Craig once displayed with co-stars could be rekindled, offering nostalgic callbacks while pushing the narrative forward with mature, evolved dynamics. The storyline behind Morgan's absence offers fertile ground for creativity, allowing writers to craft a compelling explanation that justifies his years away. One possibility is a long-term hostage scenario. where Morgan was captured by a vengeful enemy of the Corinthos family, perhaps a surviving Jerome faction or a shadowy figure tied to Sonny's criminal empire. Held in a remote compound, he could have endured psychological torment, emerging with scars both physical and emotional that challenge his reintegration into normal life. Alternatively, a brainwashing twist could see Morgan reprogrammed to view his family as foes, creating a heartbreaking arc where Carly and Sonny must fight to reclaim their son's trust. Even a classic soap opera amnesia plot could work, with Morgan living under a new identity in a distant town, unaware of his true heritage until a chance encounter, say, a news report about Michael's custody trial, triggers fragmented memories. These scenarios would add layers of suspense and drama, ensuring Morgan's return isn't just a gimmick but a catalyst for long-term storytelling. Morgan's name continues to echo through fan discussions as a character deserving of resurrection, alongside other missed figures from Port Charles' past. Social media platforms are abuzz with polls and petitions, many urging the show to reunite Morgan with his family in a tangible, lasting way. Some fans are open to a recast if it means seeing Morgan's journey continue, while others remain loyal to Brian Craig, arguing that no one else can capture the character's tormented soul. The debate itself underscores Morgan's enduring impact. The story of mental health struggles, familial loyalty, and tragic loss resonated deeply, making his potential return a lightning rod for emotional investment. Whether through Craig or a new face, the prospect of Morgan stepping back into the fold promises to be a ratings boon, drawing back lapsed viewers eager to see how the Corinthos clan evolves with both brothers present. Moreover, Morgan's return could intersect with current plotlines in explosive ways, particularly the high-stakes custody trial between Michael and Willow. Imagine Morgan appearing in court as a surprise witness, his unexpected arrival sending shockwaves through the proceedings. He might reveal a long-buried secret about Michael, perhaps a hidden act of betrayal or a past mistake that casts doubt on Michael's suitability as a parent. This bombshell could tip the scales of the custody decision, forcing Michael to confront his brother in a raw and filtered showdown that lays barriers of unresolved tension. Such a twist would not only highlight Morgan's narrative importance but also deepen the family drama, showing how his absence and return continue to shape the Corinthos legacy. The courtroom clash could serve as a defining moment, setting the tone for Morgan's reintegration and his evolving relationships with those he loves and those he might resent. Looking ahead, ABC General Hospital spoilers hint at more casting surprises on the horizon, suggesting that Morgan's return could be part of a broader wave of comebacks or shakeups. The show has a history of leveraging nostalgia while innovating with new talent, and Morgan's storyline fits perfectly into that mold. Whether he reappears as a hero, a broken man, or a wild card with hidden agendas, his presence would undoubtedly reshape the power dynamics in Port Charles. Fans are encouraged to stay tuned for updates, as any news of casting developments or plot twists could signal the long-awaited revival of this beloved character. The anticipation builds with every episode, as viewers wonder if the next dramatic reveal will finally bring Morgan home. In conclusion, the prospect of Morgan Corinthos returning to ABC General Hospital is a tantalizing one, ripe with potential for emotional depth, family conflict, and narrative innovation. Whether through Brian Craig's reprise or a bold recast, Morgan's comeback could redefine the Corinthos family, offering closure to some wounds while opening others. The how and why of his absence provide endless storytelling possibilities, from captivity and amnesia to personal reinvention far from home. As Michael's arc unfolds with Rory Gibson at the helm, the stage seems set for another brotherly reunion or rivalry that could captivate audiences for months to come. What do you think? Would you welcome Morgan back with open arms, regardless of who plays him, or do you hold out hope for Brian Craig's return? Next, we will explore the intriguing journey of Sawandi Wilson and his character, Dr. Isaiah Gannon, on the iconic soap opera. Since joining the show in the summer of 2024, Wilson has brought a fresh dynamic to Port Charles, starting with a mysterious role that unfolded into one of the most skilled and beloved doctors at General Hospital. From his dramatic introduction as a hostage alongside Lucky Spencer to his pivotal involvement in life-saving surgeries and high-stakes undercover missions, Dr. Gannon has quickly become a fan favorite. Add to that Wilson's charming social media presence, including a hilarious recast announcement involving his furry companion, and there's plenty to unpack. Let's dive into the evolution of Dr. Isaiah Gannon, his impact on the storyline, and the delightful off-screen moments that keep fans buzzing with excitement. Sawandi Wilson first stepped onto the General Hospital scene in mid-2024, introduced as a cryptic figure known only as John Doe. His character's enigmatic arrival was shrouded in suspense, as he shared a harrowing captivity with Lucky Spencer in a remote compound controlled by a ruthless international criminal syndicate. Their shared ordeal forged an unspoken bond, with John Doe displaying remarkable resilience and cunning that hinted at a deeper background. Weeks of speculation among viewers culminated in the jaw-dropping revelation that he was Dr. Isaiah Gannon, a brilliant surgeon whose expertise became a cornerstone of hope for the Spencer family. His role in orchestrating a critical liver transplant for Lula Spencer, Lucky's sister, showcased not only his medical prowess but also his compassionate nature, as he worked tirelessly under immense pressure to ensure her survival. This defining moment cemented Gannon's place in Port Charles, transforming him from a mysterious stranger into a trusted ally whose skills rival even the most seasoned doctors at the hospital. Dr. Gannon's integration into the community extended beyond the operating room, as evidenced by his participation in the much-anticipated Nurses' Ball fundraiser, a beloved tradition on ABC General Hospital. The event, which resumed in 2025 after a hiatus the previous year, has been a staple since 1994. Originally launched to support AIDS research and now a dazzling showcase of talent and philanthropy among Port Charles residents. Wilson, embodying the spirit of Dr. Gannon, took to the stage with infectious energy, joining the ensemble for a lively opening number that set the tone for an unforgettable evening. Later, he showcased his versatility as a backup dancer and singer for Chase's romantic rendition of The Look of Love, earning cheers from the crowd and admiration from fans watching at home. Off-screen, Wilson shared his gratitude on social media, calling the Nurses' Ball a legendary event and expressing how honored he felt to contribute to its storied legacy. His posts included behind-the-scenes snapshots of rehearsals, revealing the camaraderie among the cast as they prepared for the glitzy affair. The Nurses' Ball also served as a backdrop for significant plot developments, including a stunning revelation that rocked the Courtroom and Falconeri families. During the event's climactic moments, Joe dropped a bombshell by announcing he was the secret son of Brooklyn and Dante, a child Brooklyn had given up for adoption during her teenage years without realizing he had been so close all along in Port Charles. The emotional weight of this disclosure rippled through the ballroom, with attendees and viewers gasping at the unexpected twist. Dr. Gannon, though not directly tied to this family drama, was among the shocked onlookers, his presence grounding the scene as a reminder of the hospital's interconnected web of relationships. Fans speculated online about whether Gannon's empathetic nature might lead him to counsel Brooklyn or Dante in future episodes, perhaps offering a listening ear as they navigate this newfound parental bond with Joe, whose own journey of self-discovery promises to unfold with heartache and hope. On a more personal note for Dr. Gannon, his storyline recently veered into turbulent waters with the apparent dissolution of his romance with Jordan Ashford. At the Nurses' Ball, Isaiah was blindsided by the sight of Jordan on the arm of the enigmatic and dangerous Sidwell, a powerful figure whose company sponsored the entire event. Jordan's announcement that she had accepted the position of co at Sidwell's enterprise left Gannon visibly shaken, his eyes reflecting a mix of betrayal and confusion as he processed the implications of her shift in allegiance. However, in true soap opera fashion, this public display masked a deeper truth. Jordan and Isaiah are secretly collaborating to dismantle Sidwell's criminal operations from within, risking their lives to protect Port Charles from his influence. This undercover plot adds a thrilling layer of tension to Gannon's arc, painting him as not just a healer but a courageous strategist willing to tread dangerous ground for the greater good. Imagine late-night meetings in shadowy corners of the hospital, coded messages passed during routine checkups, and the constant threat of exposure as they inch closer to their goal. Sawandi Wilson's portrayal of Dr. Gannon brings a unique depth to the character, drawing on the actor's prior experience in intense, character-driven roles such as his stint on Star Trek Discovery. His ability to convey both clinical precision and emotional vulnerability has resonated with audiences, sparking curiosity about potential ties to soap opera history. Longtime viewers have pondered whether Isaiah Gannon might be connected to the Gannon family from One Life to Live, a lineage known for its own share of drama and intrigue. Could Isaiah be a distant cousin or a long-lost heir, with secrets from Longview poised to surface in Port Charles? While the show has yet to confirm any such link, the mere possibility fuels fan theories, with some envisioning a crossover event that unearths buried family scandals. Wilson himself has remained coy on the subject, teasing in interviews that there's more to Isaiah than meets the eye, a statement that only heightens anticipation for future reveals. Adding a lighter, heartwarming dimension to Wilson's time on the show, the actor recently took to Instagram with a playful recast announcement that had fans laughing and swooning in equal measure. In a delightful twist, Wilson shared that his beloved husky, Brandon, after the legendary Marlon Brando, had taken over the role of Dr. Isaiah Gannon after accompanying him to the set. The adorable pup, complete with a mock ID card featuring his name and a photo of his soulful gaze, became an instant social media sensation. Co-stars and followers flooded the comments with adoration, with Finola Hughes, who plays Anna Devane, praising Brando's smoldering eyes and joking that Wilson had clearly passed on his acting chops. Brendan Bruner dubbed the dog a stud, while fans chimed in with quips like he's a star, and playful inquiries about whether Brando inherited Wilson's signature dimples. The consensus was clear: if a recast ever became necessary, Brando would be the only acceptable substitute for a character who has swiftly earned a spot in viewers' hearts. Behind the humor lies Wilson's genuine affection for his pet, often sharing snippets of their adventures together, painting a picture of a down-to-earth actor who balances the intensity of soap stardom with personal joys. The Brando recast moment also offered a glimpse into the tight-knit community of the General Hospital cast, where off-screen friendships translate into on-screen chemistry. Wilson's posts often highlight group outings, impromptu set shenanigans, and words of encouragement for his peers, reflecting a supportive environment that enhances the show's storytelling. Fans have noted how this camaraderie mirrors the unity often seen among Port Charles residents during crises, whether battling external threats like Sidwell or rallying at events like the Nurses' Ball. For Dr. Gannon, this sense of belonging could be a lifeline as his undercover work with Jordan intensifies, potentially pulling in allies like Anne or Chase to bolster their mission. Picture a late-night strategy session in the hospital break room, the tension palpable as they map out their next move, with Gannon's steady hand and sharp mind proving indispensable to the plan's success. Looking ahead, the future of Dr. Isaiah Gannon promises to be as dynamic as his introduction, with plot threads dangling that could take him in myriad directions. Will his partnership with Jordan succeed in toppling Sidwell, or will their cover be blown, leading to a dramatic confrontation at the hospital itself? Perhaps during a high-profile surgery where lives hang in the balance. Might a familial connection to One Life to Lives Gannon clan emerge, bringing with it a wave of past rivalries or alliances that test Isaiah's loyalties? And on a lighter note, could Brando make a cameo appearance on screen, perhaps as a therapy dog wandering the halls of General Hospital, lifting spirits in the wake of tragedy? Fans are encouraged to keep tuning in weekdays on ABC to witness the next chapters of Gannon's journey, as each episode builds on the intrigue and heart that define his presence in Port Charles. In wrapping up, Sawandi Wilson's tenure as Dr. Isaiah Gannon has already left an indelible mark on ABC General Hospital, blending medical heroics with personal stakes and a dash of humor courtesy of his canine companion. From his mysterious debut as a hostage to his life-saving feats and covert operations, Gannon embodies the multifaceted nature of soap opera characters who captivate through both triumph and turmoil. Wilson's genuine appreciation for milestones like the Nurses' Ball, combined with his engaging social media interactions, endears him further to an audience eager for more. As we await the unfolding of Isaiah's story but through daring schemes, family revelations, or even a pup's recast, one thing is certain: Port Charles is richer for having this talented doctor in its midst. Next, we will dive into the simmering tension surrounding the upcoming custody battle for Amelia and Wiley Corinthos, as Port Charles braces for a courtroom clash in late May that could redefine family ties. A stunning secret about Drew Quartermain's underhanded tactics threatens to upend everything, particularly for Willow Corinthos, who remains unaware of the deception that's been woven around her. As Carly Spencer prepares to fight tooth and nail for her son Michael's children, whispers of Drew's manipulation spallic involving a heartbreaking incident during Willow's trip to Germanicool detonate in court, reshaping loyalties and trust. Join us as we unravel the layers of deceit, emotional turmoil, and high-stakes drama surrounding this pivotal hearing, with new twists and imagined scenarios that paint a vivid picture of what's at stake for everyone involved. The custody battle for Amelia and Wiley Corinthos has the entire town on edge, with the late May hearing looming as a decisive moment for the Corinthos family. Michael Corinthos, still recuperating in a German rehab facility after a near-fatal incident tied to his family's dangerous underworld connections, finds himself unable to directly participate, leaving his mother, Carly Spencer, as the fierce defender of his parental rights. On the other side, Willow Corinthos, grappling with the pain of their fractured marriage, has aligned herself with Drew Quartermain, whose charm and apparent concern for her well-being have masked a more sinister agenda. The stakes couldn't be higher, as the children's future hangs in the balance amidst a web of personal grievances and hidden agendas. Behind closed doors, rumors swirl of a bombshell secret involving Drew's interference that could alter the trajectory of this legal fight, casting doubt on alliances that seemed unbreakable just weeks ago. Imagine the courtroom packed with Port Charles' most prominent figures. They are thick with anticipation as each side prepares to lay bare their deepest wounds and darkest secrets. Willow's recent journey to Germany was meant to be a turning point, a heartfelt attempt to bridge the chasm between her and Michael after months of estrangement. She boarded the plane with a suitcase full of hope, envisioning a tearful reunion where apologies could pave the way for healing or at least a civil co-parenting arrangement. But her dreams were shattered when a nurse at Michael's recovery center delivered the crushing news that he refused to see her, citing his need for space and solitude. Willow returned to Port Charles with a heavy heart, unaware that this rejection was a complete fabrication. In a shocking act of manipulation, Drew had orchestrated the lie by bribing the nurse with a substantial sum, ensuring Willow never reached Michael and remained vulnerable to his influence. This calculated move was designed to deepen Willow's sense of isolation, drawing her closer to Drew as a confidant and ally in the custody battle. Picture Willow sitting alone in her hotel room in Germany, staring out at the dreary European skyline, tears streaming down her face as she internalizes a rejection that never happened. All while Drew, back in Port Charles, smirks at the success of his cold-hearted scheme. Drew's machinations reveal a strategic mind bent on securing custody of Amelia and Wiley, not just for Willow's sake but to cement his own power within the family dynamic. By paying off the nurse, a middle-aged woman named Elsa, who struggled with gambling debts and saw Drew's offer as a lifeline, he guaranteed that Willow's emotional devastation would make her more reliant on his support. He's played the role of the caring friend masterfully, offering a shoulder to cry on while subtly stoking her resentment toward Michael for his supposed callousness. Drew's plan hinges on portraying himself as the stable, trustworthy figure in the children's lives, contrasting with Michael's absence and perceived abandonment. Yet, Willow isn't entirely blind to his tactics. A flicker of doubt has begun to grow in her mind, triggered by his overly insistent reassurances and the way he dodges questions about her Germany trip. Could a stray comment from a mutual acquaintance, perhaps someone who saw Drew meeting with a mysterious figure near the hospital, plant the seed of suspicion that unravels everything? The tension builds as Willow wrestles with her instincts, torn between gratitude for Drew's presence and an uneasy feeling that something is terribly amiss. The impending courtroom showdown promises to be a crucible of raw emotion and shocking revelations, with Carly Spencer leading the charge to protect Michael's rights as a father. Carly, known for her ferocious loyalty and street-smart tenacity, has spent weeks gathering ammunition against Willow and Drew, determined to prove that Michael's absence is temporary and his love for his children unwavering. And beknownst to most, she's enlisted the help of Nina Reeves, whose own complicated history with Willow and Drew gives her a unique perspective and a knack for uncovering dirt. Sources suggest Nina may stumble upon evidence of Drew's payoff to the German nurse, perhaps through a digital trail of bank transfers or a recorded conversation intercepted by a tech-savvy contact in Europe. If this explosive truth emerges during the hearing, it could fracture Willow's alliance with Drew instantly, painting him as a scheming opportunist who preyed on her pain. Visualize the courtroom drama, Nina taking the stand, her voice steady as she presents a damning email exchange between Drew and Elsa, while Willow's face contorts with betrayal, her hands trembling as the realization sinks in that her heartbreak was engineered. The potential fallout from Drew's exposed deception could reverberate through every relationship tied to this custody battle, leaving no one unscathed. If Willow learns that Michael never knew she traveled across the Atlantic to reconcile, the emotional whiplash might drive her to reevaluate everything. She could demand a phone call with Michael, facilitated discreetly by Carly, where a tearful exchange reveals his confusion and longing to see her, contradicting the lie she was fed. This moment of clarity might spark a tentative reconnection between the estranged couple, even if only as co-parents committed to their children's well-being. Alternatively, her anger at Drew could boil over in a public confrontation, perhaps right outside the courthouse, where she accuses him of exploiting her lowest moment for personal gain, her words cutting through the gathered crowd of reporters and onlookers. Such a scene would weaken Drew's position in the custody fight, giving Carly a strategic edge. But it risks leaving Willow so disillusioned that she struggles to advocate for herself or the children amidst the chaos. Carly, ever the opportunist in matters of family, would pounce on Drew's misstep to bolster her case, framing him as a manipulative force who cannot be trusted with Amelia and Wiley's future. Her legal team might call surprise witnesses, perhaps a junior staff member from the German facility who overheard Drew's arrangement with Elsa to corroborate Nina's evidence, ensuring the judge sees the full extent of his duplicity. Yet, this revelation carries a double-edged sword for Willow, who might feel alienated from both Carly and Drew as she grapples with the reality that her pain was weaponized. Could this push her into a corner, prompting an emotional breakdown in court where she pleads for a resolution that prioritizes the children over adult conflicts? Fans are buzzing with theories about whether Willow will turn her fury on Drew in a dramatic testimony or seek solace in reaching out to Michael, possibly traveling back to Germany for a face-to-face reckoning that could alter their dynamic forever. The custody hearing's pressure cooker atmosphere is set to ignite long-buried tensions and test the resilience of every person involved, with Drew's secret hanging like a storm cloud over the proceedings. If the truth about his interference in Germany bursts into the open, it might not only jeopardize his standing in the custody battle, but also fracture his broader relationships in Port Charles. Imagine Drew squirming under cross-examination, his polished demeanor cracking as Carly's attorney grills him about mysterious financial transactions traced to a foreign account, while Willow watches from the gallery, her expression shifting from confusion to cold fury. Alternatively, Drew might attempt a last-ditch effort to cover his tracks, perhaps by coercing Elsa into recanting any statement, though such a move could backfire spectacularly if she turns against him under legal pressure. The possibilities are endless, each more gripping than the last, as the courtroom becomes a battleground for truth and betrayal. As the late May hearing approaches, General Hospital fans are left speculating about the myriad ways this custody saga could unfold, with Drew's deception poised to be the linchpin of the drama. Will Willow's heartbreak morph into a righteous quest for justice, confronting Drew in a moment that electrifies the courtroom and shifts the judge's perception? Or will the revelation drive her back into Michael's orbit, setting the stage for a poignant reunion abroad, where the cobblestone streets of a German town witness their halting steps toward understanding? Perhaps an entirely unexpected twist awaits. Schooled Elsa herself arrive in Port Charles, guilt-ridden and ready to confess, throwing Drew's carefully laid plans into disarray. The emotional and legal ramifications of this secret promise to keep viewers on the edge of their seats, as alliances crumble and new bonds tentatively form amidst the wreckage. In conclusion, the custody battle for Amelia and Wiley Corinthos stands as a testament to the intricate, heart-wrenching storytelling that defines ABC General Hospital, with Drew Quartermain's hidden meddling adding a layer of intrigue that could redefine the outcome. Willow's journey from hopeful reconciliation in Germany to potential betrayal in court encapsulates the raw vulnerability of love and loss, while Carly's unwavering fight for her son's rights underscores the fierce protectiveness of family. As Nina's investigation threatens to expose Drew's scheme, the fallout could reshape not just the custody arrangement but the very fabric of trust among these characters. What do you think will happen when the gavel falls? Will Willow stand with Carly, turn on Drew, or forge her own path? Share your predictions in the comments, and keep tuning into ABC for the latest spoilers and updates on this riveting storyline that promises to captivate Port Charles and beyond.